So I remind her in front of the entire family of how his ladylike profession is paying for her bills while her deadbeat ex-husband is paying off his gambling debt. Just a glorified housewife. Basically, the entire table went silent. Everyone froze when those words came out of her mouth. The cheerful atmosphere from just moments ago vanished in an instant. My husband's face fell immediately. I kind of knew she didn't exactly respect my husband's role, but I never expected her to openly belittle him like that in front of our entire family. I felt a wave of anger rise in me and, without thinking, immediately turned to her and demanded, "What do you mean by that?" She just shrugged her shoulders, completely unbothered, as if she hadn't just disrespected my husband in front of everyone. Then, with an air of superiority, she continued, "I've always felt like your husband is very womanly, so ladylike. No real man would ever voluntarily stay at home and take care of his kid. That's just not what men do." I was stunned. She went on, pointing at me as if she was trying to prove a point. "Men are supposed to go out and earn money, not sit around playing video games and taking care of babies. That's a woman's job. He's basically just a good-for-nothing stay-at-home dad." I could feel my blood boiling. "How dare you demean my husband?" I said, my anger barely contained. "It's because of him and his job that you and your children have food on your table. It's because of his kindness and generosity that you got a brand new car when yours broke down and you had no money to replace it. And it's because of him that you have a roof over your head and rent that gets paid when you're struggling. And now you have the audacity to sit here and insult him?" My sister just stared at me, caught off guard by my sudden outburst. But I wasn't finished. "You call his job ladylike as if that's something to be ashamed of. But let me tell you something, because of this so-called ladylike job, my husband and I have built a comfortable life for ourselves. We've been able to travel, move into a new home, and, most importantly, we've been able to help you when you had no one else to turn to." I could feel my hands shaking, partly from anger and partly from frustration. My husband had never once hesitated to help my sister, never once asked for anything in return, and yet here she was, insulting him just because he didn't fit her outdated idea of masculinity. My sister clearly hadn't expected me to stand up for my husband so fiercely. Her eyes widened, and her mouth hung open in shock, as if she couldn't believe I had actually called her out in front of everyone. At this point, my mother jumped in as well. She turned to my sister with a look of pure disappointment and scolded her right then and there. "How could you say something like this?" My mom demanded. "This is the man who's done more for you than even your own ex. He has helped you when no one else could, and this is how you repay him?" The rest of the family sat in awkward silence, watching the scene unfold. My sister, now clearly on the defensive, started scrambling for an excuse. "I didn't really mean to offend anyone," she muttered, trying to brush it off. "I'm just blunt sometimes. You're all getting all worked up over nothing." But I wasn't about to let her gaslight me into thinking I was overreacting. I could still see the hurt in my husband's eyes, and that alone was enough to keep me going. "No," I shot back, my voice sharp. "You just publicly disrespected my husband, the father of my child, the man who has done nothing but support me and you. And now you want to pretend it's nothing? No. You don't get to insult him and then act like I'm the one overreacting." She tried to open her mouth to argue, but I didn't stop. "You act like you're better than him because he stays home to raise our daughter while also running a successful career. Meanwhile, the father of your own children abandoned you, and yet you still hold on to these ridiculous ideas of what a real man should be. Well, let me tell you this, my husband is more